frequently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Airman.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on.
He's all right.
everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, let's get this party started. Sharon said, are they under a spell? It was the guy in the pink pants dusting off his feet for me. Okay, Waverdo said they're playing Lil Boosie smoking on purple in that video, LOL. Yeah, they are. I can't play it for copyright reasons. And so I had to change the music. James said the unhinged intro is pure gold. Not unhinged. Desmond said jamming in the hood of Louisville, Kentucky. Yep, we already know. Okay, so with that all being said, thank you for tuning in, beloveds. Let's get into it. So a soldier has been killed in Fort Campbell. Okay, her death has been investigated as a homicide. And you know, there's a lot of women that come up deceased while they're on military duty. And there's always these questions surrounding it. And sometimes there's never anyone prosecuted. And sometimes, in fact, there's cover-ups, okay? There has to be cover-ups in some of these cases, all right? I want you all to pay attention. Now, I'm not saying there's one in this, but absolutely there's cover-ups in some cases. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen. Put my overlay on here and start a little background music.
Looking for the person who killed a soldier from North Texas.
Yeah, she was found dead near the military base where she was stationed in another state. Fox 4's Paige Ellenberger is here with what we know so far about the investigation. Paige.
In Private First Class, Duenas-Aguilar was just 23 years old when she died. Investigators say the soldier, who's a Mesquite native, was found dead Saturday at a residence about 2 miles away from Fort Campbell, which is near the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. Authorities in Clarksville, Tennessee, say they found PFC Duenas-Aguilar's body after responding to a call for an ambulance. They're now ruling her death as a homicide, though they don't know who killed her. Neither police nor the U.S. Army have released much information about her death. They've not said if any other soldiers are suspected in this case. Now, Duenas-Aguilar joined the Army back in 2018. She was stationed at Fort Campbell in 2019 after she completed basic training. For a good day, I'm Paige Ellenberger.
Okay, so that's very sad, and they haven't said there's any who the suspects are, if they have any or whatever, or if it's suspected that it's a fellow soldier. Well, it probably was. It may have been a fellow soldier. Sad to say. Okay, sad to say. We've seen these things before. At the end of the day, I don't want to rush to judgment, but sometimes that's absolutely what it is, okay? Sometimes that's absolutely what it is. Now, here's what they say. They say, we're stunned by the death of PFC Katia Duenas-Aguilar. Okay, this is what 101st Airborne Division spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Hoefler, said in a statement, saying that in the meantime, we will continue to cooperate with Army and local investigative authorities on this matter. Now, the Clarksville Police Department responded to an ambulance call at approximately 8:33 on Saturday to her residence, where she was found deceased. Local law enforcement ruled her death as a homicide on Sunday, releasing her identity on Tuesday after her family had been notified. Now, Duenas-Aguilar's awards and commendations include 2 Army Achievement Medals, the Army Good Conduct Medal, and the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and the Army Service Ribbon, according to a statement. So she was only 23 years old, and she had all these accolades, okay? I just want you all to pay attention. Now, those with information or additional video footage, are asked to contact Detective Hofinga of the Clarksville Police Department at 931-648-0656, extension 5720.
According to a statement from the Clarksville Police Department, they say those who prefer to remain anonymous and be eligible for a cash reward can call the Montgomery-Clarksville County Crime Stoppers tips line at 931-645-8477, or they can go online to submit a tip to p3tips.com/591. All very sad. I hope this young lady's family gets justice. Okay? I hope they get justice at the end of the day. It's no telling what happened. And like I said, it very well could have been one of her fellow soldiers, unfortunately. Now let's talk about this low down, dirty man. I want y'all to pay attention. Who sicked his pit bull on a black security guard and then had the nerve to yell racist slurs. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me put his mug up on the screen. Sicked the pit bull on a black security guard. He should be charged with a hate crime, especially since he was talking about racial slurs. So let's get into it. His name is Zachary Hay, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zachary Hay. Now, police in Portland, Oregon arrested this 29-year-old white man for allegedly yelling a racial slur and sicking his dog on a black man on the street. Zachary T. Hay is facing charges of felony assault and bias crime in the first degree in relation to the May 12th incident in downtown Portland. Now, I want you all to pay attention. Bias crime? Why not hate crime? Why don't they just say hate crime? I want you all to pay attention to how they try to go light on people like him. Now, according to the Portland Police Bureau, Hay was in the 1300 block of Southwest Alder Street when called a black man, or when he called a black man, it's typos. When a black man whom he knew as a security guard at a nearby grocery store, he called him a racial slur, according to police. Hay then allegedly ordered his dog, which is a pit bull, to attack the man. Now, the victim reportedly suffered significant injuries to his chest and hand. A second victim also suffered injuries. They were probably trying to stop the dog attack and got attacked as well. Now, on Monday, one of the victims saw the suspect and called 911. Detectives with the Major Crimes Unit who were investigating the case responded and took Hay into custody. Multnomah County Animal Services took possession of the dog. Now, the Oregonian newspaper reported that Hay told the cops his dog attacked the men because they were being aggressive. I want you all to pay attention, because it sounds like the only one that was being aggressive were him and his dog. Okay, police believe there is another victim who suffered injuries during an interaction between Hay and the dog as well. Now, according to the Oregon law, a bias crime in the first degree is a Class C felony. Okay, the law states that a person commits a bias crime in the first degree in person. They intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause physical injury to another person because of the person's perception of the other person's race, color, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, or national origin. Okay, with criminal negligence causing physical injury to another person by means of a deadly weapon because of the person's perception of the person's race, color, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, or national origin, or intentionally because of the person's perception of another person's race, color, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, or national origin places another person's fear of imminent serious physical injury. He's been charged with hate crime. I'm sorry. Now, according to police, there were 138 bias crimes in 2023. That means hate crimes. I'm supposed to pay attention. That means 138 hate crimes. Now, Hay remains in the Multnomah County Detention Center without bond. His next court date is scheduled for May the 30th. Now, local authorities have asked anyone with information to contact Detective Matthew Brown at matthew.brown@policeportlandoregon.gov and reference case number 24-116932. Okay? And so, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, that was low down and dirty. And I'm glad he doesn't have a bond at the end of the day. But also, he needs to be charged with the whole hate crime, not a bias crime, trying to make it all, easier for him. All right. So I want you all to pay attention. With that all being said, lights up. Everyone, please like and. Okay. You all said my mic sounds too far away. Is that better? How's that? Does that sound better? Does that sound better, beloveds? One's in the chats. If you can hear me clearly. One's in the chat. If you can hear me clearly. Let me know. Okay. Thank you, Rashana. Okay, so with that all being said, let's talk about this other fool. Heartless man who shot cat in the head with a crossbow because his wife was allergic. Okay, now he's going to get years in prison with his ridiculous self. Okay, thank you, beloveds, for letting me know. Okay, so here's his picture right here. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Here he is right here. That's him. Now pay attention, because here's what he did. A Georgia man will be spending a couple of years behind bars after he admitted to shooting a feral cat in the head with a crossbow. How cruel is that? Okay, who does that, first of all? And he only got 2 years. So yeah, I think he should have gotten more. Okay, now he claimed that he committed the heinous act because his wife has a feline allergy. Well, just keep your wife away from the darn cat. Now, a Fulton County Superior Court judge on Monday ordered Elvis Fistic to serve a term of 2 years in a state correctional facility for shooting the cat, who miraculously survived his injuries, according to records given to the court. Now, Fistic pleaded guilty to 2 counts of felony aggravated animal cruelty in connection with the shooting, of the aforementioned cat, and at least 1 other feline that died. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office posted to its Facebook page a story about the cat, okay, called Patrick. The cat's name was Patrick, and he was from the animal rescue organization that helped to save his life. Now, Fur Kids Animal Rescue and Shelters in March of 2023 said that it received a very disturbing video from a veterinary clinic in Roswell, Georgia, showing that a cat appeared to have a dart stuck in its head. The organization spent more than a week setting up traps before they were able to catch the cat, and soon learned that he had been shot directly between the eyes with an arrow. This is awful. Patrick was found with an arrow lodged between his eyes, harmed by a heartless individual who intended to kill him. Okay, this is what the shelter wrote on their Facebook post. They say, we were also made aware of the fact that several other cats from this colony were found with arrows in their heads, and at least 1 other cat had passed and was buried. Remarkably, the arrow missed all the critical parts of the animal's skull, and he suffered no permanent damage to his brain or vision. They say we had to sedate him to get it removed. Unfortunately, it did not injure the palate of his mouth, and he has made a full recovery. Now, Fur Kids founder and CEO Samantha Shelton said in an interview that Atlanta ABC affiliate WSB that with the exception of maybe just being traumatized by the whole event, no indication that the cat has suffered any permanent brain damage. Shelton told the station that she attended Fistic's sentencing hearing on Monday, where the now convicted felon attempted to explain his actions to the court, saying that he shared yesterday in court that the reason why he did it was his wife was allergic, and that is not an acceptable reason. This is what she told the station. A lot of people have allergies to animals, but they don't go around killing them with a bow and arrow. Okay, the shelter noted that Patrick has no special needs since the incident, and they're currently accepting applications for those wishing to adopt him. They say he's neutered, healthy, and has had his injections, and we believe there is a home out there for him. But until that person comes forward, he is loved and respected here. Okay, so this is all egregious. Like I said, he's trying to make up these bogus excuses, talking about his wife's allergic. Well, keep your wife away from those darn cats. All right, that's all you have to do. Boom. Also egregious. Yeah, December said he's getting rid of all the cats in the neighborhood. Exactly. But here's what I want you all to pay attention to. Remember how I've told you all numerous of times that they be lying, they be putting out stories that are nefarious, and then they'll put a person who looks like me's face in the thumbnail, basically trying to make it look like this is the person who did it. But all along, it'll be somebody who doesn't even look like one of us. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention, because here's what I found when I was getting this story together, right? Here's what I found. I just want you all to pay attention. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I just showed you all the picture of who shot the cat with the bow and arrow, but here's what they say. Man says he shot cats with bow and arrow. And then they got a picture of a brother up there. I just want you all to pay attention to how the media lies and paints narratives. Okay, y'all see that? Sitting up there lying on this black man, honey. That's what they do. Now, they do that all on purpose. It's all by design. I want you all to pay attention, okay? So they can get the animal activists all reared up. all riled up and all that to go in on black folks. Just pay attention. It's what they do. Okay? Now, with that all being said, let's go to, let me pull this up real quick. I want you all to pay attention because you may remember, of course, when I was going off about the airman, the U.S. airman who passed away, life was taken, shall I say, he passed away, life was taken from him by a low-down, dirty, nefarious, overzealous cop. Okay? Now, with that all being said, they had his funeral, and I'm going to show clips from the funeral. Someone did a TikTok video about it, and what the pastor was saying. And this is absolutely true what the pastor is saying in this video. And also, my thing is, why haven't people taken to the streets to protest? Like I told you all, ever since George Floyd incident, people have just been, not really protesting and calling attention to things. For some reason, it seems like that has basically desensitized people. I just want you all to pay attention. So I'm going to start this video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Watch it, then leave your thoughts in the comment section.
Are we really going to sit in this place today for almost 2 hours and not talk about how it is that Roger was killed in his own home with 6 bullets in his body without anybody identifying themselves? Are we really going to sit here today and act as if Roger died of cancer? Like that Roger died of a stroke, that Roger died of hypertension? Are you really going to sit here today as if Roger is the victim of gang violence? Are you really going to sit here today and act as if Roger died of a brain aneurysm? We got to call it as it is. Roger died of murder. He died of stone cold murder, and somebody has got to be held accountable. Are we going to feign as if Roger could not lawfully own a gun? Are we going to act as if because he was black, he was not protected by the Constitution he defended? Roger was 23 years old, a member of the United States Air Force, in his own house with a firearm that was registered and legal. And a police officer came to his door and shot him up like a dog in the street, as if he was not defending the rights of America all over the world. I gotta stop right here because I want to say to you what it is that a lot of you will not like, and that is Roger was better to America than America was to Roger. We owe him a debt of gratitude and a debt of thanksgiving. Roger had the Second Amendment on his side, and he had a right to bear arms. I want to say what may not be popular, but what is absolutely true. The preamble of the Constitution said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and have the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Roger had a right. And if George Zimmerman had a right to carry a gun, then Roger had a right. If Kyle Rittenhouse had a right to carry a gun, then Roger had a right. If Dylan Roof had a right, then Roger had a right. We've got to be able to defend the rights of those who love America and pledge allegiance to the flag. I flew here this morning, and while it is that I was en route to this service, I stopped in my tracks because the #1 golfer in America was stopped early this morning because he was on the way to a PGA tour. He did not listen to the police. He ran his car past the police, threatening the physical body of police officers. And you're not going to believe what they did. They arrested him. They fingerprinted him. They took his mugshot. But by 10 o'clock, they released him to play golf. Something is wrong in America. if in fact you have respect as a golfer, but you don't have a respect for an Air Force person who has given their life to this nation. You cannot remain silent in the face of injustice. Roger, ladies and gentlemen, was killed in cold blood. And all over the nation, people have been asking, is Roger's dog all right? But they're not asking, is his mama all right? Not asking, is his little brother all right? Not asking, is Harmony all right? Not asking, is his father all right? And I came to tell America, we ain't all right. This is not right, what has happened on today.
Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share.
That was a very powerful sermon, okay? And no lies detected at the end of the day. These people just continue to do these things and get away with it. And like I said, people should be out there in the streets protesting. Where are all the protesters? Okay? Nobody's really giving them the smoke like they deserve for what they did to this young man, as far as I'm concerned. So with that all being said, moving right along. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now let's talk about these Florida prisoners whom they charge for being in prison. This is absolutely egregious. I want you all to pay attention. How do you get charged for being in prison? Let's get into it. And then so you're already serving your time, paying your debt to society. Then you get out of prison and then you owe the prison for the time you were incarcerated. I want you all to pay attention to the nefariousness of it all. This is all by design. This is all by design, okay?
This woman was shocked to learn she owes $127,750,000 for her time in prison.
They told me that you are not eligible because you owe over $127,000 for an incarceration fee from the state of Florida. I literally felt like my entire past just punched me in the face.
A little-known law in Florida called pay to stay charges inmates $50 per day for their time behind bars. The cost is based on the length of the sentence, regardless of early release or ability to pay. So even after redemption, the state continues to bill inmates at the same daily rate. They can also impose a new bill on the next occupant of the same prison cell. This allows them to charge multiple fees for the same bed, and this obstacle is ruining many former prisoners' lives, even after they finally break free, leaving no chance for rehabilitation.
I felt so tricked and so fooled. There is no ladder with them that will ever truly allow you to be a second chance anything. There isn't, and they make sure of it.
This woman was shocked.
Yes, what's poppin'? It's been a minute since I spoke directly, you know what I mean, to my folks that's out there, you know, still playing in the street, so to speak, you know, still taking penitentiary chances. It's been a minute, you know, since I gave y'all some information to think about. So today is that day. These are two separate situations that I just want to pull y'all up by the bootstraps on. In the state of Florida, this young lady, Shelby Hoffman, her short story is, at 18, she went to jail for burglary. You know, she was addicted to drugs. She actually told the judge that if you release me, if you don't do something with me, I'm going to go back in the streets and I'm going to lose my life. I'm going to die. So she was put into a program, but then somebody else did something that they wasn't supposed to do. She got caught up in it, and then she ended up getting sentenced to 7 years, right? But out of that 7 years, she only did 10 months because she was allowed to participate in a boot camp for youth offenders. So she only did 10 months, but her original sentence was 7 years. Now, I don't know how many other states do this, but in the state of Florida, they have something called pay to stay. Inmates are charged $50 a day for whatever you were sentenced for. Not how much time you did, not how many days you did. What were you sentenced to? She was sentenced to 7 years, did 10 months. And they told her while she was out, she's trying to find a job and looking for a certain type of employment. And she owed $127,000 and some change because they charged her $50 a day times 7 years. Mind you, even if somebody else is sleeping in the bed that she was assigned to, they paying for that bed too. If they leave, if they leave early, whoever's next, they pay. Like, they can make multiple amounts of people pay for the same. This is y'all can pay to go to jail now. Now, I never heard this in my life until today, that you can have to pay once you come home from having been incarcerated. They charge you $50 a day, not for how much time you did, for how much time you've been sentenced. Even if you come home early, you still owe all that money. That's something to think about while you're out here taking these chances. Because the taxpayer feel like, why should we have to pay? Which I understand, but on the flip side, it's like, well, we did the crime, now we go do the time. Taxpayers, I hear y'all, but if y'all want the criminals off the street, then pay to keep them off the street. Like, this is a real conversation to have. So that's just something for y'all to think about if you're out here playing games. And again, I don't know how many states this is in, but you can very well go to jail, do time, and come home and owe money for being there. The other thing y'all need to watch out for is, in the case of Lamar Oglesby up in Philly, been locked up for the last going on 12 years. This man has been, well, let me back up. There's been a lot of prosecutorial misconduct. And if you look his case up, on a lot of other, it's about 30 more cases. He's the only one that hasn't come home yet, because a lot of cases have been overturned. He's still waiting, his outcome. But please understand that these police and these feds and these law enforcement agencies, they play dirty. They don't play fair. This man was able to prove that they were using people who wanted to save themselves from conviction to lie on him. He proved it. He proved a lot of different things. They were using people as informants and sealing their crimes. Their egregious crimes was being sealed in exchange for just simply telling on people. And some of them was lying. And in his case, he showed that they was lying. His case is ongoing, but he should be coming home and they should be paying him just like other people have been paid. So understand, just because you didn't do it doesn't mean you're not going. They do not play dirty. All they care about is a conviction, and they don't care how they get it. These people are bigger criminals than the criminals. They are the biggest criminals because they can get away with it if they are allowed to. Fortunately enough, like I said, if you look up his situation, you'll be able to see that there's a whole bunch of other cases that got overturned. Hopefully his will too, because once you read it, you'll see like this man was able to show, like, no, y'all was lying right there, and y'all lied right there, and they lied right there, and y'all tried to say he was already locked up, when he told on me, or he was already sentenced when he told on me, but no, he told on me before he got sentenced. So it's like he's able to show these things.
Okay, at the end of the day, they don't care if he's able to show it and prove it. They don't care. They're going to do what they want to do regardless. Okay, that's how they get down. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this other report about them charging these prisoners.
Tonight involves a common saying, you do the crime, you do the time.
But when people are released from prison, it marks the start of new hardships impacting local families and communities.
And new tonight, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern digs into a Florida law many don't even know about. It's called pay to stay, charging inmates like Shelby Hoffman for their prison sentence, even if they're released early and regardless of their ability to pay.
I work 12-hour shifts, so they're 7 to 7.
Hoffman is part of TGH Crystal River's clinical staff.
The healthcare field has always been, of great interest to me.
She's worked to get to where she's at, but once more, she's on track to earn her bachelor's degree this year.
My desirable goal is to work in case management. As somebody who is in recovery, doing case management is my way of being a part of the solution. And now, where I'm at today, I am truly being stopped by one single barrier, and it is a dollar sign.
The state of Florida had what is called an exemption from disqualification, and they told me that you are not eligible because you owe over $127,000 for an incarceration fee from the state of Florida.
What was your reaction?
I cried. I was hysterically crying. I literally felt like my entire past just punched me in the face. When I was 13, my parents split up. So it caused, a lot of dysfunction, a lot of misdirection in the household. So I found a boyfriend that unfortunately got me hooked on opiates, snorting them, smoking them, and then eventually, I started shooting them.
And this was all while you were a teenager?
Yes.
After turning 18, Hoffman was charged with a third-degree felony.
I had pawned something that, was stolen.
Then a burglary charge.
Both of those charges are drug influenced. Ever since, 10 years ago, I've never caught another charge. I told him, I said, listen, Your Honor, you keep putting me on the streets, I'm going to die. Like, I need help.
Hoffman was sentenced to the Phoenix house for a year, but did not complete the program.
The director kicked me out.
Because of that, the judge sentenced Hoffman to 7 years in prison. She served 10 months, the judge allowing her to participate in a youth offender boot camp.
I had paid everything off. I petitioned the courts to get off of probation. He clapped for me and said, you above anybody deserve this. Congratulations, Ms. Hoffman. I've taken pictures with him, given him a hug, and he wrote me a handwritten Christmas card telling me he knew I could do it. I finally felt like, the book was closed. Your redemption is complete.
Within 3 years, when applying for that exemption to work in case management, her dream job, Hoffman found out that she, like thousands of others, still owes the state $50 a day for the 7 years of her original sentence, $127,750.
You charged me for a cell that I didn't occupy? I felt so tricked and so fooled. There is no ladder with them that will ever truly allow you to be a second chance anything. There isn't, and they make sure of it.
So with that all being said, her poor grandmother, who should be enjoying her golden years and relaxing, has had to help her pay off the fines and fees, okay? This is absolutely egregious and it should be illegal, but they're allowed to do it. So this is why slavery still exists, okay? Because they put you in prison for your crimes and then they make you into a slave. And then when you leave prison, you have to still pay for your crimes, which you're supposed to have paid your debt to society while in prison. But nonetheless, they want you to pay a monetary fee, okay, for your crimes. And so now you're still a slave because you're working and you're getting a check, but you have to give it to them. Do you all see how that works? Do you all see how that works? And who do you think is the most affected by these things? People who look like me, of course. So this is what they do. It is a ridiculous law, Terry Henn. It absolutely is. It's really sad that these are things they do, but nonetheless, they get away with it because they do whatever they want to do, okay? Now let's talk about Kaylee Game. Kaylee Game, the one who was the aggressor in that school fight, she wasn't even supposed to be up there or none of that. Let's talk about it because the young lady who put paws on her in self-defense, of course, okay, she's not going to be charged as an adult. So let's talk about it. The 15-year-old girl accused of viciously beating classmate Kaylee Game into a coma will not be charged as an adult. Okay, a St. Louis judge ruled this on Wednesday. They say the case will remain in juvenile court after the judge reviewed the unnamed suspect's school history and met with the girl and her family several times since the brutal March fight outside Hazelwood East High School. Now, Gain, who was 16, was left severely injured in a fight on March the 8th, as we all know. A fight that she, in fact, started, okay? A fight that she, in fact, started. And you see, the thing is, you don't get to start something and then, or you don't get to put your hands on someone and then dictate how they react, okay? You don't get to pull a knife on somebody and then when they pull a gun, you say, wait a minute, that's not fair. You got a gun. I only have a knife. Yeah, you don't get to do that. Now, the disturbing video showed her attacker get on top of the teen and repeatedly bash her head to the pavement. First of all, I don't appreciate them calling her an attacker because she was the one who was attacked. I just want you all to pay attention to how they mince words. Okay, because even though she's not being tried as an adult, they're still trying to demonize her and vilify her as if she's just some thug out here that was looking for trouble. Okay, talking about the attacker got on top of her. She was the one who was attacked. That's how it should read. The young lady who was attacked by Kaylee Gain got on top of her, fighting her back in self-defense. That's how that should go. Now it says that she awoke from a coma several days later, but still has a long road to recovery, according to her family. Who also, by the way, as I reported days ago, has admitted that she is a person who starts fights and that she's been problematic. Okay, the teen's defense attorney, Greg Smith, said in court on Wednesday that Gain was previously suspended from school for a fight and that she also struck the 15-year-old first. Gain's parents were present in the courtroom. Smith argued that his client had a stable home life, performed well in school, and had behaved well while she was locked up in the juvenile detention center. The Gain is back home after spending months in the hospital after the brawl. She's doing well, but still suffers from short-term memory loss. She has to attend speech and physical therapy several days per week and will have surgery to reattach a piece of her skull. I mean, that sounds awful, and I feel bad for her that she has to deal with all of that. But at the end of the day, at the same time, she brought it on herself, okay? She brought it on herself. Teenagers do foolish things. They start fights, they do fights and do stuff. At the end of the day, they have to pay the consequences. Now, she still deals with trauma, fear, and pain that have risen from this incident. This is what Gain's family attorney, Brian Kammerer says in an update on her condition. Now, he says that Gain's family would respect the judge's decision regarding trying the 15-year-old as a juvenile or an adult. The suspect's family claimed that the juvenile suspect had been acting in self-defense and that they received numerous racial threats after the incident. I bet they did. They're receiving racial threats, but nobody's threatening Kaylee Gain for starting this whole thing, okay? And ruining this young lady's life, because as far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what she did. This young lady had to fight back to defend herself, but instead her life's ruined. Now she's sitting in a juvenile detention center when she should be in class getting her lesson, okay? When she should have been in school. A really good student and all that, never had any problems with discipline or anything else, only to be involved in this now due to another student who clearly has problems, who clearly doesn't do well in school, and who's always getting into fights, and it's known as a book. Okay? And so, yeah, I find it also like, so everyone, please like and share. Now let's talk about this lady. You all remember the video I showed you all days ago of the foolish lady on the airplane? Did I show you all the video once in the chat? Because I thought I showed you all this video. I think I did. Once in the chat. Okay, what's going on with my mic? Y'all keep saying y'all can't hear me. Hold on. Can you all hear me now? Maybe I need to get another one. I don't know. Okay, so y'all can hear me. Okay, so did I show you all the video about the lady that was acting a fool on the plane? Okay, you all said I did. And so here's the update. Now listen to this. Frontier passenger arrested after she refuses to deplane during argument with crew over exit row instructions. And so the passenger got into a huge argument and all of this with the flight attendants, and they had to remove her from the flight. Everyone aboard the flight at North Carolina Charlotte Douglas International Airport was also forced to deplane before takeoff due to the chaos that was filmed by a TikToker and posted online. Now, the footage shows, okay, it starts with an unidentified woman engaged in a back and forth with a flight attendant, and at one point asking the flight crew member, "What is your problem?" Clearly, she's the one that had the problem. Please pay attention. Okay? So anyway, the video cuts to the woman who was sitting with two other passengers getting into a verbal altercation with another flight crew member after it appeared that she was being asked to exit the plane. Now, over the public address system, the pilot can be heard apologizing for the delay and vowing the plane would be taken off soon once law enforcement arrived. The plane jumps again to a third staffer who works for Frontier on the plane, also asking the woman to leave, okay, to just get off. She then said that she was calling her attorney and she needed to reach her young grandson in Texas, as if anybody on that flight cared about her problems after she started all this mess. And so another clip then shows one of the pilots confront the unruly passenger as others encourage her to just get off the plane. "Are you arresting me?" she exclaimed. "What crime did I commit?" Passengers are seen walking off the plane and back to the waiting area. Now, the woman was spotted from the window being led off the plane down a flight of stairs in handcuffs to the tarmac and into the back of a police vehicle that was waiting for her. And so anyway, one man can be heard in the background calling the woman a dumb ace, okay? And her shirt says God on it. This is what another woman says. It's her saying. A Charlotte Douglas International Airport rep referred the post to Frontier Airlines. Frontier did not immediately respond to an email seeking a comment. Now, the same TikToker, Travel with Tia, who filmed the confrontation, explained in a follow-up video that when the woman realized she was in the exit row, she allegedly said she wasn't going to save anybody and she was going to worry only about herself. Passengers sitting in the emergency exit rows are asked by flight attendants before takeoff if they are willing and able to operate the exit door in the event that an emergency happens during the flight. They say this may have been her first time in an exit row, so she did not understand or realize or want to understand that the flight attendant has to get a verbal yes from everyone when you're doing, or when you're going through the drill. And she had an attitude with giving the verbal yes because she thought shaking her head was sufficient and didn't even realize why she had to give the verbal yes. The woman did claim several times during the footage that she said yes as she argued with the flight crew, but they say she did so. This woman's just being stupid as far as I was concerned. I told you all the other day that all she had to do was get her behind off that flight. Okay, just get off. Why are you causing problems for everyone else at the end of the day? Then her silly self got arrested. Okay, like stuff, everyone please like and share. I'm going to go to the footage of them escorting her silly self to the tarmac. All this could have been avoided. She just made it bad for herself and everyone else. That's what she did.
Yeah, she's talking to me. What is the problem? Because she don't want to tell us her name. Okay, well, you want to tell me to cut my music down so I can tell me a problem? What's the problem? We ain't got no problem with that. We understand we got to help people get off the plane and help Betty White if something happens. What's the problem? We agree. You wasting your breath. Is they going to take this plane off the ground? Did you ask her to agree? You ain't doing your job. Yeah, no nonsense going on your damn thing. Yeah. Girl. Relate? No. That lady came and asked us. We got witnesses. We all agreed. Didn't nobody tell the flight attendant? Yeah, because we all agreed, and everybody can witness that. And my grandson is getting off out of school, and his mama took a flight to Mexico, and I'm not getting.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the couple passengers that we're asking to please be removed.
No, that is she is lying.
Please,
I'm gonna ask you one more time, nice to get off the platform when you board the plane, and they people up.
Well, I'm calling my attorney because we didn't do anything wrong. The lady asked us to agree, and we did. We got a whole staff. We got a whole crew.
But we'll talk about it outside.
What are we getting before? My grandson is in Texas getting out of school. But I mean, I got a grandson that's getting out of school That's my grandson. You have to look at the place. You can't get there regardless, and neither are we if you don't get out. So
that's why we can't. If you're not going to get paid,
I am not.
I'm asking you.
You hope somebody we'd have paid enough to see that. Everybody get off.
In handcuffs.
They got Rosa Parks in handcuffs.
They do.
Look at him. He gonna fuck the whole fight up. Look at him. He ain't gonna dumb ass off the fight. She got everybody out the fight because of her dumb ass. Okay.
She made
I ain't gonna let you walk for a long time. Look at it. They got a potato or something. Damn. That's crazy. They said what happened to her. She wouldn't give up her seat.
Attitude. That was the first part. So this may have been her first time in an exit row, so she did not understand or did not realize or want to understand that the flight attendant has to get a verbal yes from everyone when you are going through the drill. And she had an attitude with giving the verbal yes because she thought shaking her head was sufficient.
As far as I'm concerned, she got exactly what she deserved. You see how some people are so idiotic and obtuse that they just make something that could have been just so easy, so hard? Why didn't she just go ahead and say yes when they asked her in the first place? Okay? Then she caused everybody else an inconvenience. Everybody else had to deboard the plane just because of her foolishness. And now she's arrested. So she started bringing up her grandson. But lady, did you think about your grandson getting out of school and you having to pick him up before you acted a whole fool on the flight? Just ridiculous. It was also unnecessary. Okay? It was also unnecessary at the end of the day. We always quick to be against our own. Yeah, exactly, right? That's all she had to do was go along with the lady when the lady asked her, but she wanted to act a whole fool. Okay? Timber Dan said she's going to end up on a no-fly list. Right, all of her stupidity. Like, some people just annoy me for being ignorant, okay? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. And I want y'all to see this. This is also ghetto and clearly nefarious, honey. At the end of the day, do you all know there was a whole fight, a brawl at a graduation? Who does that? You have to be a complete idiot. And you know, for it to be that serious that you need to throw paws and hands and fists and feet at a graduation. That's what you ought to pay attention. Now let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. This is all so ridiculous and clearly ghetto, like I said, okay? It had to be us. It absolutely had to be us.
Alonzo Weeks. Tierney Wilkins. Please stay seated. Please stay seated. Please stay seated. We are not going to stop our grad. Alonzo Weeks.
No, I'm sorry. What made all of that go on? I am so embarrassed, okay, as a black person. I'm completely embarrassed. Okay, so let's talk about it. Fight between students breaks out at Hamilton High graduation. Now, 2 students got into a fight during graduation at Hamilton High School Thursday night. Memphis police confirmed that they were called to the Cannon Center for a fight. It all happened as graduates were walking across the stage getting their diplomas. According to reports, a school security officer saw one of the students walk past another student and began throwing up gang signs. That's when the student threw a graduation binder at the victim. As the first student was being held back, the victim jumped over 3 rows of seats and began hitting him. Okay, 2 other students jumped into the fight. This is all ghetto and nefarious. One of the students involved was pepper sprayed during the incident. There were no other visible injuries, and all of those involved were given a juvenile summons or misdemeanor citation and released to their parents. Talk about starting off on the wrong foot, okay? Now, a school official announced over the speaker saying, "We're not going to stop our graduation. We're going to continue because this is a wildcat. This is the wildcat way." Now, Keita White says that what she witnessed during her son's graduation is ridiculous. How do you get into a fight at graduation? It's a time for celebration. So why is everybody fighting? Why are you even angry? She says. A family member of an employee who was at the event says that he was injured from the fight. He has a big bruise on his left eye. His glasses are broken. His ankle is, the front of his foot looks like it was fractured. According to the woman, who does not want to be identified, the fight stemmed from a prior incident between the 2 students. She blames the principal for ruining other students' special day. How is it the principal's fault? And so anyway, they couldn't be reached for comment, the school that is. Okay, I just find that all so sad and ridiculous. Okay, what's really going on? What is really going on with people? All right. And then you at the graduation throwing up gang signs. Anyway, all crazy. But so in other news, you all know the parents from the Uvalde school massacre, they're being compensated for the losses of their children. Let's get into it. So they got a settlement. This was reported like 9 hours ago. Uvalde school shooting victims' families announced $2 million settlement with Texas City and new lawsuits. Let's not forget how the police waited outside like they were afraid to go in, okay? Please pay attention. So likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm waiting for this video to queue. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Here we go. Let's get into it. And they deserve every dime as far as I'm concerned. Of course, that's not going to bring back their beautiful children who lost their lives after police didn't just rush right in. They waited and took their own sweet time. Pay attention.
Today, 19 families of Uvalde school shooting victims announced they've settled one lawsuit against the city for $2 million. But they're filing another against the school district and 92 state police officers. This week marks 2 years since officers waited 77 minutes to confront the gunman who killed 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary. CBS's Lilia Luciano is back in Uvalde.
Still in search of answers and accountability, nearly 2 years to the day, the families of slain and some surviving victims filed a $500 million federal lawsuit, calling the response the greatest law enforcement failure in confronting an active shooter in American history.
The time has come to do the right thing.
The lawsuit names 92 individual officers from the Texas Department of Public Safety, the agency with the largest presence at Robb Elementary, as the killer was left inside the 2 classrooms, shooting multiple times for more than an hour.
376 officers doing their job and unable to protect these children for 77 minutes.
But in a city torn apart by rage, grief, and political polarization since May 2022, families have reached a $2 million settlement with the city, which included enhancement police training and a new fitness for duty standard, among other community resources.
Anybody hearing $2 million would conclude that can't be a satisfactory settlement in this case.
Yes, right.
Why?
You do not want to go after your city that you know and love and potentially even jeopardize them financially and put them into bankruptcy.
10-year-old victim Lexi Rubio's mom, Kimberly, says the second year is increasingly difficult.
I think the first year you're in shock and numb. Year 2 comes around. It's been a really long time since we've seen her, held her, heard her.
Why was it important to reach the settlement?
This isn't justice, but it's the city's step toward promoting healing in our community. And this is Lexi's community. This is my community.
In addition to that $2 million settlement, which is coming from the insurance that the city holds, the city has also agreed to make May 24th an annual day of remembrance and to build a permanent memorial to honor the victims, including all those children, possibly at this town square. Nora.
Lilia, Luciano, thank you for all your reporting from there.
With that all been said, they waited 77 minutes. Okay, please pay attention. That's longer than an hour. They waited to go in there, which of course cost multiple children to lose their lives, rather than if they had just rushed in the first place. I mean, talk about cowardly. I'm just saying. No excuse for it, as far as I'm concerned. No excuse whatsoever. Now I want you all to see this, honey, because this took me out. This literally took me out. This woman done walked up into a check cashing place wearing scrubs. Now, they said she's a nurse. I don't think she's a nurse, okay? Because a nurse should have more sense than to risk her license trying to fraudulently cash a $28,000 check. She goes into the check cashing place and tries to cash this $28,000 check and with a fake ID. And she doesn't think that somebody's going to be suspicious. First of all, I would be definitely suspicious because who cashes a $28,000 check? First of all, you deposit that. Okay? $28,000, you would deposit that, not cash it. But this fool went in there, and when she got busted, she's sitting there trying to play crazy and telling the police, get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. Girl, you're going to prison. You're going to jail, boo-boo. Okay? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. You're going to jail.
Social selling.
Let go of me.
No, we're going to the car.
I want you all to pay attention to this, honey. Let me put up an overlay. All nefarious.
Please let go of me.
No.
Please let go of me.
On August 9th, 2023, in Ohio, police were dispatched to a check cashing store in reference to a woman using a fake ID to try to cash a $28,000 check.
Hello, miss. You being helped with them right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you mind? You have paperwork for her? Yeah, ma'am. Do you have your ID on you?
No. That's the only one I'm getting any. A new one. I'm waiting for the BMV to send me like the hard plastic copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mind if I see that?
Yeah.
Just taking a look at this real fast.
Okay.
Is this your current address on here?
Yes.
Quebec?
Yes, Quebec, yes.
Okay.
Is there an issue?
Possibly. We're gonna take a look.
I forgot I muted myself, but listen, I just want you all to pay attention to how she's sitting up here lying through her teeth and then sitting there trying to act like she's so willing to, to cooperate and give them her identification and all of that. And then she said, oh, when he asked her if she had an ID, the answer should have been a simple yes or no, but she went to stuttering and stammering because she knows she's lying. Sit up there with a whole fake ID talking about she's waiting to get the hard copy. You're going to get a hard copy, all right, okay, when they take her behind the jail.
Look here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the issue?
We just want to make sure that this is a proper document.
Okay. That's fine.
You got this from the DMV?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me just a moment, okay?
Okay. I mean, I got, everything is, legit. I got it from, this I got from where I work. I don't currently work there anymore. I quit after this, and then I got that from the DMV.
Okay. All right, give me just a second here, okay?
Okay.
She looks like she's lying. I want you all to pay attention to me. She got that from the DMV. Girl, the DMV ain't seen you. She done went and printed up this fake RSID and then thought she was clearly going to get away with it. Please pay attention to the fraud. And somebody in the chat says she's actually a nurse. Well, how foolish could she be? Last I checked, nurses get paid very well. So why would she need to be making a fraudulent transaction? I have questions.
And you can even call and verify it. I'm pretty sure there's a number somewhere. And then I have this also this one here at Campbell.
This just has your address. Gotcha.
Now, by the look on her face, you can clearly tell that she knows that she's cold busted. Okay, please pay attention.
205, copy DL. Robert Zebra 104.
Here's where I would have taken off running. I'd have been out of there like a light. Pay attention.
4347.
You break it.
She should have told him she had to use the restroom and gone in the restroom and climbed out the window.
205. Ten four. Thank you.
All right, go ahead and turn around. Transfer back.
Oh, can I?
Nope.
I have to call.
Nope.
I have to call.
Right now, you're gonna put it inside your back.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
Just put it on the counter.
Okay.
Put it down.
Put it on the counter.
Okay. I'm going to.
Hey,
Is that right?
Hey, I have to call my kids.
Girl, don't nobody care about you have to call your kids. You know what's funny to me is how these criminals are out here committing crime, and then all of a sudden it's about their kids. Honey, you should have thought about your kids before you went in there and tried to cash a fraudulent check with a whole fake ID. Honey, don't try to bring your kids into it now.
hey,
I
we'll
have
get
to
there.
make sure who has my
Keep
kids
your hands
knows
behind your
what's
back.
going
Stop
on.
going. Stop.
I don't know what the issue is.
We're gonna figure that out here, okay?
Okay, so I'm being put in check.
Just relax here.
Cuffs?
Yes,
Because of
just
what?
relax.
You're not even telling me what is going on.
They don't have to tell you what's going on because you already know. Why don't you just go ahead and admit that you had a fraudulent check? Girl, they already are. They're on to you. This is all crazy. You know what? First of all, she's foolish because when they called the police, here's the thing. When she was in there trying to cash that check, once the teller went to call the police, they had her waiting. They probably told her, hold on for a second. And then that's the point where she should have fled the scene, honey, and known that she was busted. Because anytime you're in a bank and you doing something fraudulent like that, I promise you, they're going to tell you, hold on for just a second while they go call the police.
I don't understand.
We'll get to that.
I've never been in a situation like this. Like, I'm completely confused. Like, and you're not even telling me what's going on.
Your license isn't coming back to you. It's not an Ohio driver's license. It's a fake one.
How is it fake?
Right here.
Got it.
You got a picture? Stop. Don't reach into anything. Stop.
No, because
Stop.
that's a violation of privacy. Oh my
No, it's
God. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. You just can't go through my
Stop
things
pulling
like
on the
that.
cuffs.
They hurt.
You're under arrest.
They hurt.
Stop.
You don't have to do all this. Like, you're hurting me.
Keep your hands
Okay,
still.
I'm trying to put them down. If you would stop.
It's only hurting because you're trying to resist. Just stand still and let the man put the cuffs on you. You know you're a whole criminal at this point. Lady, please stop making black folks look bad.
I'm reaching for stuff.
Oh my God, what can I reach for? You're hurting me. I don't have nothing in my pockets.
Stop.
Okay, can you please let go of me? I'm not gonna go nowhere.
No,
There's
that's not
three
how
of
this
y'all,
works.
and I'm one person. Please do not touch my ass.
I'm just backing my
that's
hand.
fine, but I don't feel comfortable with you doing that.
I'm just doing it for officer safety here. It's the back of my hand.
God.
Stop.
Can you please let go?
Now she's sitting there acting like they're trying to get their feel on. Talking about, please stop touching my ace. Girl, sit down somewhere.
No, we're going to the car. Come on.
Please let go of me. No. Please let go of me. You're hurting me, bro.
Walk.
Okay, I am. Can you please let go?
No.
You are hurting me. You are hurting me.
Out.
You're hurting me because the
By
cuffs are pulling on my wrist.
Girl, the only thing hurt is your feelings because you got busted. Those cuffs aren't hurting you. That man was more than nice.
You're hurting me.
Well, they're not meant to comfort.
Okay, but they don't have to be this tight. I'm one little ass person. There's three of you. It's just ridiculous. Please let go of me.
No.
Please let go of me. Please let go. You're hurting me.
Go ahead and take a seat.
You're hurting me. I don't care. You're hurting me.
Buckle you in so you don't get hurt.
How the fuck am I gonna get hurt? I'm in the back of the fucking car.
Because it's state law to have you buckled in.
You see how nice and calm the officers are being? They're really trying to help this fool out, even though she's being belligerent. Saying, how the F am I going to get hurt? I'm in the back of an effing car. Girl, they're trying to strap your silly self in, honey. You're going to jail.
Go ahead and turn the car on, turn the camera on. No, they're properly spaced.
No, they're not. They're tight. I'm telling you.
They're not.
They hurt. They are tight. How are you gonna tell me? They're on me. They're not on you.
You find a real ID? Yeah, I gave this one.
Once you let them read her rights,
You want to go ahead and read her rights and let her know what's going on, see if she wants to answer any questions?
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Miranda here. Let me make sure I got it right.
Here's who she actually is.
Gotcha.
I'll let you do
Is that even a good check? $28,000. Did they say if the check was bad or just the ID?
I'm sure they just checked the ID. She's got somebody else's social here. I'll let you go through all this.
Okay. Thank you.
First and foremost, and then.
Okay. Yeah, let me just gather my thoughts for a second. So this was in here. And
She has a forged government document.
Okay.
In someone else's name.
Gotcha.
She's got other people.
There's another
information in there.
Okay.
Can I make a phone call, please?
Yeah, when we get to jail.
I'm not gonna be there long.
Let me just set this in the seat for a second.
Sure.
I'm allowed a bond.
Girl, didn't nobody say anything about a bond yet? You haven't even made it to the jail.
I need to call for my kids.
All right. We can take care of that later, okay?
Okay, how? What's
So
later?
you have the right.
Do you want your videos to look like this? Well, in just 14 days, we've taught all these people how to do it.
To remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court.
Okay, I have one question. Am I allowed a bond?
You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one.
Am I allowed a bond, though?
We'll get all this stuff figured out. Do you have any questions right now?
I need to make a couple phone calls.
We'll get that figured out later, okay?
What's later? I have to get a hold of my kids so they know what's going on.
Girl, don't nobody care what you have to do. You should have thought about your kids knowing what's going on before you try to cash that fraudulent check. And at the end of the day, with a whole fake ID. And at the end of the day, she's asking them if she can get a bond. That's what for the judge to determine.
You have to get to jail and process it first.
Yeah, you'll get a call later.
What's later though is what I'm asking. I'm going to be worried. I have to call my fiance.
All right. Do you want to answer any questions about what's going on here today?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't. I'd rather be quiet because you guys are known to twist words.
But yeah, she said somebody was able to.
I do have one question. When am I going to be able to get my belongings?
$300 in cash and
Excuse me. Excuse me.
She said she canceled
Excuse
the
me.
numbers that were taken.
Excuse me.
As long as you're able to prove that they're yours, then yes, okay.
Kids.
Hey, thanks.
Well, she's also in possession of a driver's license that has info on it too. So it's identity theft at the very least.
At the very least, yeah.
How many IDs does she have with different names on it in her picture?
This is the same.
Those are both the same?
Yeah, this is the same driver's.
So just the one? And then she's claiming these 3 social
Just
cards
a
are her
piece-
children's.
Yeah, piece of paper.
Which all have the same last name, I believe is hers. Correct? Fully? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that might all check out. So a paper ID for identity theft right now. And then we'll see about this check. All right. Okay.
Hold on. I want you all to pay attention. She had the nerve to ask them how much time can she get. This is all so crazy. Hold on, I gotta let you all hear this. Hold on. I know she did not sit up there and ask them how much time can she get. Girl, you're literally admitting that you're guilty of something. How much time can I get? Oh my gosh, I absolutely cannot.
How much time can I get for this?
So what they said? They said the check was good. Okay, it's just under that other lady.
Yeah, it's under someone else's name.
Okay,
but it's a valid check.
All right.
Hello? How much time can I get for this?
That I don't know. That's up to a judge.
Upon being apprehended and charged with theft, forgery, and identity fraud, the woman underwent questioning by detectives while in police custody. During the interrogation, she claimed that a man she met on Facebook had supplied her with the check, promising her $2,000 to cash it. If you were the judge in this scenario and she were to be convicted, what sentence would you deem appropriate? Feel free.
Also nefarious. Also, how much time can I get? Girl, you should have thought about all of that before you chose to throw rocks at the penitentiary. Okay, I'm sorry. This is all so crazy. But of course, DC said it's the village idiot again, clearly. And she said she met some man on Facebook who wanted to give her $2,000 to cash that check. Honey, anytime somebody offers you money to cash their check, it's clearly fraudulent. Okay, please pay attention. All right, why would he want you to cash that check? And then she knew something was afoot because that's why she had the fake ID. Now, mind you, the police did end up saying that the check was legit, but it was under someone else's name, meaning that it wasn't hers. Okay, she needs to sit down somewhere. This is also nefarious. Okay. What? Breaking news, Sean Kingston's house is being raided. Hold on, honey, let me find that real quick. Let's say what now? Let me look that up real quick. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Okay, that is not breaking news. Whoever said that? I don't see any breaking news about that. That was in 2020. Okay. That was 2020. I don't see anything current about his house being raided. Rapper Sean Kingston accused of armed robbery. That's false. That was a year ago. Sean Kingston facing warrant over grand theft. Sean Kingston's house got raided by law enforcement in Jamaica. This is an old story, it looks like. Okay, this looks like an old story. Yeah, this was in 2020. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Y'all need to sit down somewhere because that's an old story from 2020. At least that's what it says. Okay, so now listen. I want you all to listen to this. Okay, Pencillo said not on your news. Okay. Leon Gardner said not on the news. Right. All right. So anyway, with that all been said, let's talk about it because here's the thing. I want you all to hear this very, very, what do I want to say? This very shocking 911 call. This young lady is clearly in distress, okay? And she's calling 911 and she's whispering. You can barely hear what she's saying because someone's about to take her life. All right, please pay attention. I'm about to share this on the screen. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, I'm going to pause the music so you all can hear her because she's speaking in a whisper because the person that she's concerned about is very close by. And so she's whispering the entire time on the phone call. Please pay attention.
911 emergency.
Hi, I need help.
Hello?
I need help.
Okay, where are you located? I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you. Are you able to tell me where you're located?
No.
Are you at a...
553 Sheldon Avenue Southeast. Please hurry now.
Okay, I got Sheldon. What's the number?
553. Hurry, please hurry up.
553 Sheldon. Okay, can you tell me what's going on there?
Can you just hurry up, please? I'm gonna die. You already killed my name. Just hurry up, please.
Okay, ma'am, I'll start the police that way. Can you tell me what your name is?
Kiana.
Who's the person who's causing trouble there?
Please hurry up, man.
Okay, I've got a call entered, so we're going to get the police started that way, all right? Can you tell me what room of the house you're in?
Okay, so that young lady was in fear of her life. Now, here's what they say happened. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. What happened to Kiana Griffin? Everything you need to know. So Kiana Griffin made headlines in 2019 after she and her aunt became victims of a double homicide. Reverend Robert Dean hosted a homeless man. Now, Daryl Demon, his middle name is Demon. I want you all to pay attention, okay? Daryl Demon Brown, okay? He was there at his Grand Rapids church. He was there at the Grand Rapids church in Michigan several years back without monitoring the man's behavior. Hold on. Did they leave something out? Let me read that again. Kiana Griffin made headlines in 2019 after she and her aunt became victims of a double homicide. Reverend Robert Dean hosted a homeless man by the name of Daryl Demon Brown. And he hosted him at his Grand Rapids church in Michigan several years back without monitoring his behavior. Okay, that's how that should read. Now, the church's temporary tenant would later allegedly kill his girlfriend, cheerleader Barber Bay, age 47, and her niece, Kiana Griffin, age 25, on March the 13th of 2019. At this point, when she's calling 911, he had already killed her aunt. So she knew that she was next. That's why she was whispering. It was so sad. Now, he had been living in Jacqueline Barber Bay's home on 553 Sheldon Avenue Southeast with Shirlita Barber Bay and Kiana, who the police received a 911 call from. Now, despite her act of bravery, Kiana and Shirlita died from gunshot wounds before the police arrived at the scene. Although the Kent County prosecutors issued arrest warrants some years back, the police are still looking for the prime suspect, Daryl Demon Brown. So who was Kiana Griffin? Kiana Griffin was a victim of a double homicide in Michigan in March of 2019. The 25-year-old African-American was born on March the 8th of 1994 in America. Now, she was the daughter of Onga Griffin and Johnny Griffin. So they go on just to tell us a little bit about her life and her story. Kiana called the Grand Rapids Police Dispatch at 10:25 a.m. on a Wednesday, March 13th of 2019, and she whispered, requesting for help. Can you please hurry? Please. He's trying to kill me. He already killed my auntie. Can you hurry, please? The dispatcher asked, okay, ma'am, I'll start the police that way. Can you tell me what your name is? Kiana. This is what she says. This is seconds before the call was disconnected. About 7 minutes and 41 seconds after Kiana Griffin called, after the call was disconnected, three Grand Rapids police officers arrived at the apartment. They had a body cam on to show they couldn't get in the house or have any contact with anyone on arrival. They left 3 minutes and 42 seconds after several failed attempts to access the apartment. Why didn't they just burst open the door? I'm curious. Why didn't they just burst open the door? This woman said, he's trying to kill me. He's already killed my auntie. Can you please hurry? Why didn't they burst open the door? So anyway, he goes on to say, about 2 hours and 18 minutes later, Kiana's brother, Sanford Cummings II, made another emergency call from inside the same house. Cummings called the Grand Rapids Police Dispatch when he found her dead with 4 gunshot wounds, including 1 to the face. He was heard crying on the call while pleading, come to 553 Sheldon. There's blood everywhere and my sister's not moving. 553 Sheldon Southeast. It's a yellow house. Please hurry up. My sister's not moving. Oh my Lord, please. Kiana, please wake up, please. This is so sad. The Grand Rapids Police returned to 553 Sheldon 7 minutes later and found a second body, Kiana's aunt Charletta, who was lying on the bed under a blanket. A tablet was played, and earbuds were lodged in her ears. It appeared she was shot in the back of the head as she lay watching an iPod propped up on a pillow beside her. Now, inside Charletta's room, or her bedroom, authorities discovered an empty high-point gun box and a box of ammunition that had been hurriedly thrown away. Police investigations later connected the high-point pistol found at the murder site to her boyfriend, Daryl Demon Brown. Target 8 investigators accessed the police report and Kiana Griffin's 911 call audio on October of 2021 through the Freedom of Information Act to create awareness of the 4-year-long world manhunt for the murderer. Okay, they have not caught this man. And so it is believed that she was killed by Daryl Demon Brown, also known as Jay. The then 45-year-old was dating her aunt Shirlita Barber Bay, and at the time of her death, Kiana was living with the three in the house of her grandmother. Now, Jacqueline Barber Bay, that was the grandmother. She owned the house. Now, she had considered moving out because she did not like seeing Daryl daily. Okay, but died before she was able to do so. Now, Daryl, the prime suspect in Shirlita and Kiana's murders, went missing after the incident. He had been living with them for at least 2 years when the killings happened in Jacqueline's house. Now, on that day, Jacqueline had gone to work at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Now, according to Shirlita's family, they knew Daryl as Jay, which the police soon learned, and that was actually a fake name. The family described Jay as Shirlita's first real boyfriend, and the couple kept to themselves and spent most of their time in their bedroom. Now, while talking about the relationship, Onga Griffin, Shirlita's sister, said, "We didn't have any reason to think this man would commit murder. Some people say Brown was a little strange. He was a little different, but they said that about my sister too. She wasn't a social person. Just because you're quiet and a little different than everyone else doesn't mean that you're a murderer. Now, Onga's only problem with Charletta's boyfriend was that he was jobless. He wasn't working. She said, I didn't like him because he didn't work. He should have been, but he wasn't. And my sister was footing all the bills and everything. So that was an issue for me. Jay did not have a job, did not use Facebook, and Charletta's family did not know any of his family or his phone number. They didn't even have his phone number. All they knew was that Jay had been jailed in the past for failing to pay child support. So inside the empty High Point gun box, the cops found in Charletta's bedroom was a gun serial number and purchase permit linked to a woman as the pistol's buyer. Now, the officers ran the name and serial number and discovered the woman had reported her gun stolen in July of 2017. In 2018, the same woman had filed a complaint regarding harassing cell phone texts from an ex-boyfriend known also as Jay. The woman had also reported that Jay had been commanding during their relationship and very bossy and controlling. The police later discovered that Daryl Demon Brown had quite a lengthy criminal history in Ottawa and Kent counties, including felony assault as well as domestic violence. Now, he physically assaulted his previous girlfriend, which ended in a misdemeanor domestic violence charge in 2005. And Daryl bound his then girlfriend with cords, kicked her in the face, urinated on her, gagged her, and doused her with lighter fluid. He is cleared in nefarious and needs to be off the streets. The notion that he's still roaming around somewhere is scary. Okay, please pay attention. Now, all the while, her 4 children, one of whom is also his child, they were sleeping upstairs when all of this was going on. He gave 0 Fs, apparently. Now, the woman got away the following morning by getting on her daughter's school bus and asking the driver to take off. Now, you know you have to be in fear for your life and clearly desperate, okay? So she said he had 2 guns during the attack and told her he would kill her and then kill himself. The detectives discovered letters in Charletta's closet, which she and Daryl had exchanged when he was detained. The man allegedly returned to his violent ways with Charletta. Now, Reverend Robert Dean recalled how he received a phone call from a woman who'd been dating his church's temporary resident. She arrived at the church office and explained that Brown had forbidden her to talk to any men, something her job actually required. Charletta pleaded with the Reverend to counsel Brown, hoping he could convince him to be less possessive. Now, Brown barged into the pastor's office and lunged at her as if he was about to hit her. And she didn't think to get the H up out of there after that. All the red flags. Okay, these are hallmark signs of someone who will take your life. Now, Daryl Demon Brown, the main suspect in Charletta and Keona Griffin's case, is yet to be apprehended. The USA Marshals and the Michigan authorities believe that he fled the state after the murders and may have been receiving assistance from family members and associates in his escape. Now, Daryl has family in Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. He also uses nicknames like Daryl Robinson, Carter Brown, Derek Brown, Mike